What was the benefit of working with Richard Grove in the Q&As and in the dojos?
It was really always amazing to receive advice from Richard and guidance from Richard.
Just having that, like tapping into that knowledge, that immediate, question, if something that you need to know, something that you needed reminder of, or something that wasn't clarified.
I mean, the Q&A was just great.
His wealth of knowledge.
I can say that from my experience with Richard, he's definitely very integral.
He always has a unique perspective, and he always had something to say. And I think it really felt like he always was genuinely interested in what you were doing and how to help, like regardless of what it was. And that's really amazing. I mean, he doesn't have to set it up that way, but he does, because you can tell he cares, and that's amazing.
One benefit was it makes it real. That's a kind of a cool feeling that, again, participating live online is a very exhilarating feeling, you know. It's because you're making, I suppose you're making the content as well. So that appeals to me as a creative. And being willing to walk into that space is very rewarding, because it's different to say, you know, you might have a question internally and then it might get answered in lecture material. That's a very different feeling to asking that and then seeing where that discussion goes, because I found each time I did it, I got answered, but then there was plenty more as well. There was development, you know, the conversation went further, and that I found that very, very rewarding, I guess. Very, you know, it's just like it feels real and feels like I'm participating. And I love the idea of knowledge creation. I think that's something that appeals to me, you know, the idea of, you know, real knowledge being found and discovered and created between people. And, you know, that's powerful to be part of that.
And I found it super, like any question that I was thinking of asking, another student jumped in and asked it already. So it was kind of fun that way, where I could just listen in and make my own notes. And, the Q&A just helped expand it. It's always nice to hear the lectures, but the lectures are one person's perspective. And then once you start the Q&A, you get other people's input and perspective as well.
He answered everything, and then during the actual sales exercises, those were like great. There were a few times where I think there were a few times he stopped me during them and just like told me to give me tips on how to handle them better, or from how I started. So it's like it felt kind of embarrassing, but at the same time, it's just like this is all constructive criticism, and
Right.
I got through them, and each one I did, you could sense the progression, like you're just getting better with repetition. So
Right.
I mean, I thought those were great, but then the important thing was like, yeah, every time you do like one of the sales exercises, he would give you feedback, or the room would give you feedback, and it was just like something to keep in your mind, and try to integrate those tips the next time you do it. And after a while, you're just like way better than you started out with.
And his clarity of expressing himself and his ideas. He's remarkably succinct and straight to the point.
Especially like in the Rainmaker sales training, where he was there and we did our interviews and all, and he would give feedback, and it's just like that the knowledge that he has is just like, and he shares it, and it does make a difference. It does work. When you take his advice and you put it to work, and it works. That's what I got out of you know, that relationship with Richard.
He's done autonomy for 10 seasons now, and my experience this season has been he's there on time for all the set appointments, and the Q&As, he's always there ready to answer any questions that arise and answer them well too. And oftentimes it seems it's not just a simple answer. He works through whoever's asking. He works through the problem with whoever's asking. And he leaves open a lot of time in his day than just the lecture. He has the Q&As. He has the Tuesday night meetings. He's there in he's there for a lot of the exercises as well. He doesn't seem like some faraway teacher who's you can just kind of you can't really ask for guidance in a lecture hall.